Welcome back to the channel. We talk about boxers who were the best in their era, and for some reason, Andre Ward's name seldom comes up. For me, Ward was the best. My favorite fighter. Ward to me was a gangster fighter. I mean that in a good way. Ward could fight any way you wanted. If you were a dirty fighter, he could fight dirty. If you were a clean fighter, he would fight clean. He matched your energy. Always a gentleman, just a class act. With that said, let's look at him in depth. Andre Michael Ward, born February 23, 1984, is an American former professional boxer who competed from 2004 to 2017. He retired with an undefeated record and held multiple world championships in 2 weight classes, including unified super middleweight titles between 2009 and 2015, and unified light heavyweight titles between 2016 and 2017. As an amateur boxer, Ward won the light heavyweight gold medal at the 2004 Olympics and turned professional later that year. He rose to worldwide prominence upon entering the Super 6 World Boxing Classic tournament in 2009, where he won the World Boxing Association WBA super middleweight title, super version, from Mikkel Kessler in the opening group stage. In 2011, Ward defeated World Boxing Council (WBC) champion Carl Froch in the tournament final to unify the titles, as well as winning the vacant Ring Magazine and Lineal titles. That same year, Ward was named Fighter of the Year by the Ring and the Boxing Writers Association of America. Early life. Amateur career. Amateur highlights. 2001 United States Amateur Middleweight Champion. 2002 Under-19 National Championship. 2003 United States Amateur Light Heavyweight Champion. Won the light heavyweight gold medal for the United States at the 2004 Olympics in Athens, Greece, becoming the first American boxer to capture gold in 8 years. Results: First round, second place at the first AIBA American 2004 Olympic qualifying tournament. Second round, defeated Clemente Russo, Italy 17-9. Quarterfinals, defeated Evgeny Makarenko, Russia 23-16. Semifinals, defeated Yukurbek Haydarov, Uzbekistan 17-15. Gold medal match, defeated Magomed Arapgagiev, Belarus 2013. Professional career. Super middleweight. Early years. Ward made his pro debut on December 18, 2004 by scoring a second-round TKO over Chris Molina. On February 5, 2005, Ward fought in his second pro fight against Kenny Kost. Ward overcame a rocky second round in which he was hurt by a left hook to win by unanimous decision. Ward defeated Roy Ashworth on April 7, 2005, by disqualification. After the fight with Boone, Ward went on to win his next 6 fights, including TKO victories over undefeated Andy Colley. This fight was the last of 5 that Ward fought within the middleweight limit of 160 pounds and Francisco Diaz. On November 16, 2007, Ward beat undefeated Roger Cantrell by 5th round TKO in St. Lucia. On March 20, 2008, at the HP Pavilion in San Jose, California, Ward defeated Ruben Williams by 7th round TKO. Ward hit Williams with jabs and straight left hands almost at will, opening a bad cut over Williams' left eye in the process. The cut would force the referee to stop the fight. Ward faced Jerson Ravelo on June 20, 2008, in Georgetown, Cayman Islands, for the vacant regional NABO super middleweight title. Ward dominated Ravelo for most of the fight en route to a TKO victory in the 8th round. On September 12, 2009, at the Pechanga Resort and Casino in Temecula, California, Ward defeated Shelby Pudwill by TKO in the 3rd round, 12. Super 6 World Boxing Classic. Main article, Super 6 World Boxing Classic. Ward vs. Kessler. Main article, Mikkel Kessler vs. Andre Ward. Ward vs. Green. Ward versus Abraham. Main article Andre Ward versus Arthur Abraham. Ward versus Froch. Main article Andre Ward versus Carl Froch. Ward versus Dawson. Ward versus Pavlik, canceled fight. Ward versus Rodriguez. Main article: Andre Ward, Edwin Rodriguez. Ward spent most of 2013 recovering from injuries and feuding with promoter Dan Goossen over the inclusion of a co-manager in Ward's promotional contract. The case has been to court or arbitration on 3 separate occasions. Each time, Goossen was deemed in the right. Ward defended his WBA and ring titles against unbeaten Edwin Rodriguez in Ontario, California in November 2013 with a wide, unanimous decision. The fight started with rough tactics until Jack Race made an unprecedented move, penalizing both fighters 2 points each and warning them that he would end the fight if it did not clean up. Ward went on to dominate the rest of the fight. The 3 judges scored the fight 118 to 106, 107 to 107, and 116 to 108, all in favor of Ward. Ward versus Smith. Light heavyweight. Ward versus Barrera. Ward versus Brand. Ward vs. Kovalev. Main article, Sergey Kovalev vs. Andre Ward. Ward vs. Kovalev 2. Main article, Andre Ward vs. Sergey Kovalev Sue. Retirement. Fighting style. Personal life. In 2009, Ward married his high school sweetheart Tiffany, with whom he has 4 sons and a daughter. Ward lives in Danville. Undefeated light heavyweight champion Andre Ward announced his retirement from boxing Thursday at the age of 33. Ward tweeted the following video as part of his announcement. He also released a statement on his official website saying he no longer had the desire to continue fighting. To the sport of boxing, I love you. You've been by my side since I was 10 years old. You've taught me so much. You've humbled me. You've promoted me. I've sacrificed a lot for you, but you've given me more than I ever thought possible. You gave me a platform, made me a champion, and helped me provide for my family. I am forever grateful to you. You and I will always be synonymous, connected at the hip. Thank you for all the wonderful people I've come in contact with because of you. I've made friends for life. As I walk away from the sport of boxing today, I leave at the top of your glorious mountain, which was always my vision and my dream. I did it. We did it. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who has played a part in my journey. You know who you are. I could not have done this without you. I want to be clear, I am leaving because my body can no longer put up with the rigors of the sport, and therefore my desire to fight is no longer there. If I cannot give my family, my team, and the fans everything that I have, then I should no longer be fighting. Above all, I give God the glory for allowing me to do what I've done for as long as I have. The San Francisco native owns a career professional record of 32-0 with 16 wins by way of knockout. His most recent bout was in June as he defeated Sergey Kovalev by technical knockout in the 8th round to retain the WBA, IBF, and WBO light heavyweight titles and win the ring light heavyweight title. Ward is also a former champion in the super middleweight division, and the ring currently ranks him as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Andre Ward, the only U.S. male boxer to win Olympic gold in the last 20 years, is walking away from the sport at the top of his game. Undefeated, a world champion, arguably the world's best pound-for-pound fighter. All I want to be is an Olympic champion. All I want to be is a world champion. I did it, a voice appearing to be Ward said in an online video. Today is the first day since 1952 that there are 0 active male U.S. Olympic champion boxers. Claressa Shields, gold medalist in London and Rio, is now a professional fighter. Ward, 33, ended his career without a loss since the age of 13, but said the cumulative effect of boxing for 23 years started to wear on his body. He no longer had the desire to prepare the way he used to. Gabby Thomas crowned Grand Slam track champion with personal best 400 meters. Discover: Djokovic loses to Tabilo in second round of Monte Carlo Masters. Alcaraz advances. Discover: Wallet jump. Suck it is sponsored. Seniors born 1941-1979 receive 55 benefits this month if they ask. Read more. Skip: Shelly Ann Fraser-Price to make 2025 her final track season. Discover: 2025 NFL mock draft. Patsko Tetaroa. McMillan Shadir Sanders falls out of round 1 if Connor Rogers were GM. Discover: my goal has always been to walk away from this sport and to retire from the sport and to not let the sport retire me, Ward, nicknamed SOG, Son of God, said on ESPN. I have that opportunity today. I know it's time. I've studied retirements, how they walked away, who came back, and all these different things. I've talked to a lot of guys, and they've always told me, you're just going to know when it's time. Nobody else will know but you. At the Athens Olympics, Ward fought in memory of his father, who died of a heart attack in his sleep at age 45, 2 years before the Games. He blew a kiss to the roof on the medal podium. In the second round, I got thumbed in my eyes, and I saw a double vision, Ward said on NBC after the gold medal bout. I never experienced nothing like that before. Ward turned pro and went 32-0, winning 8 world titles. His last fight was a June 17 TKO of Russian Sergey Kovalev to retain his WBA, IBF, and WBO light heavyweight titles. I want to be clear. I am leaving because my body can no longer put up with the rigors of the sport, and therefore my desire to fight is no longer there, Ward said in a statement on his website. If I cannot give my family, my team, and the fans everything that I have, then I should no longer be fighting. Andre Ward, the only U.S. male boxer to win Olympic gold in the last 20 years, is walking away from the sport at the top of his game. Undefeated, a world champion, arguably the world's best pound-for-pound fighter. All I want to be is an Olympic champion. All I want to be is a world champion. I did it, a voice appearing to be Ward said in an online video. Today is the first day since 1952 that there are 0 active male U.S. Olympic champion boxers. Claressa Shields, gold medalist in London and Rio, is now a professional fighter. Ward, 33, ended his career without a loss since the age of 13, but said the cumulative effect of boxing for 23 years started to wear on his body. He no longer had the desire to prepare the way he used to. My goal has always been to walk away from this sport and to retire from the sport and to not let the sport retire me, Ward, nicknamed SOG, Son of God, said on ESPN. I have that opportunity today. I know it's time. I've studied retirements, how they walked away, who came back, and all these different things. I've talked to a lot of guys, and they've always told me, you're just going to know when it's time. Nobody else will know but you. At the Athens Olympics, Ward fought in memory of his father, who died of a heart attack in his sleep at age 45, 2 years before the Games. He blew a kiss to the roof on the medal podium. In the second round, I got thumbed in my eyes, and I saw a double vision, Ward said on NBC after the gold medal bout. I never experienced nothing like that before. Ward turned pro and went 32-0, winning 8 world titles. His last fight was a June 17 TKO of Russian Sergey Kovalev to retain his WBA, IBF, and WBO light heavyweight titles. I want to be clear. I am leaving because my body can no longer put up with the rigors of the sport, and therefore my desire to fight is no longer there, Ward said in a statement on his website. If I cannot give my family, my team, and the fans everything that I have, then I should no longer be fighting.